Guess who's back? 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 You can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
All right, here we go. Here we go. We are live. We are live. Is that accurate to say? Is that fair to say? Stand by. I'm trying to get this other there we go. There we go. Yep, playing with my mouse and such. So, yeah, I just wanted to do this video, this live stream real quick because I didn't feel like doing a video. It doesn't even make any difference, whatever. This just came across my desk, we'll call it. How's that? But real quick, what's up to Leah's here, Foreign Perception, Shaggy Spitfire, Barbara Banks, Golden Healer, Phil Rooftop, Teacup Pug, Chad Dent. I can't say that, dude. Chad Dent. Chad D. What's up, Chad? Tess C. Zach K. Lynn Gruen. Roger C. Doc Shelley. Les Golo. Ben. Pearl Harbor. Christine. KLK. What's up? Flatjacks. What's good? What's goody, Rich? No T. Good man. Blind Survivor. Jewel Cash. Betty R. David 11131113. What's up, man? I got the same glasses as your little emoji there, dude. Jules Cash. Did I already say that? Post-American Pureblood, right? How crazy is that we're purebloods? This is insane. This is insane. This isn't the world I grew up in, man. And it's funny I just said that because I'm going to show you what you probably already know, but you know what? This will end up being a video after the fact, and maybe it'll help some people or not. I don't know, man. I don't know. The open secret in the I just saw that real quick. The open secret in the U.S. debt clock, it's always there, dude. It's a right-leaning website. You know, the only reason I use it is because it shows the national debt never going down, always going up, blah, blah, blah. So Stephanie K is a pureblood too. Between a rock and a hard place. Yeah. Yeah, Yvette Rivera and the CNY family. What's up? Dude, I just went live 1 second ago with zero notification. I just decided to go live. It is what it is. If you recall, I used to do that back in the day, so I'm doing it again. And here's a strange one. I did a live stream or whatever with Jacob Israel earlier today. It's a funny thing that now that 2 of my channels, 2 out of 7 are back, it's amazing how many YouTubers are suddenly hitting me up. What a weird thing. The same YouTubers that some of them, they got their start on my channel because I used to do that a lot. But when my channel went down, nobody said a word. You know what I mean? What a weird thing. But now magically my phone's lighting up. I find that odd, but whatever. I am abrasive. I don't play nice, and I am what I am. That is basically what it is. So, at any rate, Rumble canceled my account without reason or notification. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what nothing. I don't know anything about that. I did try to. What's up, South Boston? Lynn, Mass. Rumble sucks with all their stupid commercials. Yeah, I have no control over that. But here's the deal. There's certain things that I'm not going to be able to say on YouTube because it just does not fly. I watch all these other massive YouTubers, usually when I'm driving, you know what I mean? Just to try to see what's up, this, that, and the other thing. And it's astonishing to me how they self-censor. They self-censor. And it's just normal behavior. They can't say the word sex. They can't say rape. They can't say kill. They can't say all sorts of things. It's amazing to me because they're afraid of being demonetized. I'm not afraid of any of that. I would prefer that my channels didn't get taken down. You know what I mean? I told you for years I told you for at least a good year they were going to take me down, and I never actually showed you Richie from Boston TV. I never showed you Rumble. I never showed you BitChute. I never showed you Odyssey. And then all of a sudden, like a thief in the night, I was outie. I was gone. It is what it is. So, Stu Peters, I have no thoughts of it. I mean, are you really asking? Stu Peters? Yeah. Stu Peters. That's like that dude, the English dude, Russell Brand. I mean, these are all Hollywood scumbags that showed up on YouTube because they all wanted to make a bag just like Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? Christine, I don't know what that means. What happens to 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗶? I don't know what that means. Dabu's too busy telling people about the portal that they found on Mars. So maybe he fell in that portal. I don't know. But I'll tell you what. I hit up Dabu not too long ago. A few months ago on Twitter, I sent him a message, and he blocked me. So whatever, dude. That's cool. Whatever. I know what his category is. Him and I aren't in the same ballpark at all. You know what I'm saying? I show you things and then back it up with the links. And I don't just say things in a scary voice. This is Richie from Boston, and there's a portal on Mars. No. See, I'm doing it again. I can't help it. It is what it is. Yeah, Mars, right? Mars. Yeah, we're going to Mars, dude. At any rate, let me see if I can screen share real quick. Let's do this real quick, all right? First of all, hit that thumbs up, all right? Keep me in the algorithm, or don't. How many of you, just put up a hand or whatever, how many of you have had somebody that you lost to heroin or oxys? Because everybody I know has been affected by it one way or the other. So, Zach, you are on it. Where is Zach? Bing. I forgot I could do that. My bad. My bad. I haven't live streamed in a long time, and I have to pay for this platform that I'm using right now, StreamYard. I have to pay for it. Otherwise, it's a horror show. All right. So how many people? Nez Lover, Flowers in the Attic, WFV3, CYN family. So yeah, we got a lot of people. So I mean, this has hit absolutely everybody. Am I right? Am I right? I mean, it almost took me out. It almost took me out. And now that the statute of limitations has run out, I can tell you a story. Yeah, I don't know about that. I just don't think anything of them. You know what I mean? Now that the statute of limitations has run out, I mean, that's sad. Dozens of friends. Me too. I died about 3 or 4 times, and every time, somehow, some way, I pulled out of it, usually with a friend emptying my pockets and getting rid of my ID as they were getting ready to dump my body. And then somehow I came back around again. And I got to tell you, when people ask me how I stopped, prison, rehab, divorce, everybody hates me. I went from being a stand-up guy to being a drug addict. And we grew up, D Nats, where's the dude from Southie? DJ Nasty can tell you. South Boston, those dudes hit armored cars. Lynn, Massachusetts, we hit drugstores. And we hit drugstores before Oxy was even a thing. And I'm not saying I did it necessarily. You know what I mean? But if I did do it, let's do hypothetical. How about that? Hypothetically, we would go there and shut the alarm system down, go in the middle of the night, and empty the place out. And that was it. Nobody got hurt. Nothing to see here, folks. Everything is fine. And many, many times, hypothetically, I would have large quantities of narcotics that you could probably sell, I guess. Probably. I don't know what you would do with them because this is hypothetical. But hypothetically, I never got a habit. I had hockey bags full of narcotics and never got a habit. Hypothetically. And then one day, a friend of mine who was a fireman in Lynn said, "Hey, dude, have you ever taken one of these?" And I said, "What is that?" He said, "This is 16 Percocets in one little tablet." He was holding up an Oxycontin 80 milligram. And I went, Pshaw, that's not real. That can't be real, you know? And I took it. And before I even made it home, I was already in the middle. See, in Boston, we have the highway, northbound, southbound. In the middle is the median, and they make it curve like this. And right off the road in the middle, I was out, absolutely out. There's no T. Well, there's no T in Richard, and I can't stand when people do this. Is there a T in Richard? There is not. There is not a T in Richie either, but whatever, man. It's astonishing to me. At any rate, Oxy showed up, and it was a whole new ball game. Completely. Oxys were off the hook. And in Lynn, we had Oxy 160s. They were called Oxy caskets because they were serious. These things were no joke. You're taking 32 perks at one time. You know what I mean? Except there's just straight up. This was scientifically made heroin, and they called it painkiller. This was scientifically, molecularly perfect heroin. It was better than heroin. And I'll tell you what, also the come down from it, you know, the detox from it was way worse. And it took away 10 years of my life because I just don't remember any. I mean, I remember it, but I don't want to remember it. But I mean, somehow I ended up quitting, getting beat down, getting pieced up, getting a couple of holes ventilated through me. Nothing stopped me until one day, I think I was 40 or I was turning 40, and I was like 120 miles from home, walking down the street, dope sick and homeless. And I said, this is it. I gotta, this is ridiculous. This makes no sense whatsoever at all. I gotta fix this. And they did. And people asked me back then, dude, how did you stop? Because nobody quits. Nobody does this. I quit. And the only reason I can give is God put his hand on my shoulder and said, kid, you've had enough. I'm guessing that I was probably just trying to take myself out, but I was never like that. You know what I mean? I can't imagine why else I would have kept going for as long as I did. But I'll tell you what, the addiction is real. It's a real, and it's diabolical. And here's the thing. These boys have been doing this forever. They started off with crack cocaine, and I've said this a million times, and it stands to reason. If you understand how things work, how did we get so much cocaine into the United States? Pablo Escobar was the smartest dude living out in the middle of the jungle smuggling cigarettes. He was the smartest guy in the world because he was just sneaking in tons and tons and tons of cocaine into the United States. No big deal, nothing to see here. Keep it moving. And then we discovered that these guys were literally allowing this to happen. And not only that, they were bringing in the cocaine, these guys, meaning the CIA and our government officials, and they flooded the country with it. And they were basically trying to take out the brothers. They didn't seem to care too much. And then magically, white folks started smoking crack. And then it became a problem. But when it was killing black people, they didn't care. It was the plan. It was revealed. And Freeway Ricky Ross was the man. This dude was making millions in cash daily. Did you know what I mean? Daily is what I'm saying. Absolutely unbelievable. And our own government was the ones doing it. And it makes sense because our government apparatus, our law enforcement apparatus can shut down anything if properly motivated and run by the right guys. Usually it's not. You see what I'm saying? And stories like this are what they are. There's millions of people that came out and completely blew the whistle on this entire operation, and it was what it was. And as far as I know, people really don't do crack anymore. But you know what? I couldn't tell you. To be totally honest, I could not tell you. But what I can tell you is these guys, again, what am I doing wrong here? Stand by. I'm effing this all up. All right, these guys, again, where's my little thing. Stop. Oh, this is complicated. Don't get old. It's super lame. So then the white people had their own crack epidemic, except we called it hillbilly heroin, Oxycontin. And this stuff came in like a freight train. It was like it was a plan. These guys made massive amounts of money and they openly bribed doctors all over the United States. And people like to think, I mean, in the United States that I grew up in, people trusted their doctor. You know, hey, the doctor told me to do this, or the doctor said don't do this, that, and the other thing. And they would listen to him. And it was, you know, it seemed legit. It seemed legit. But strangely enough, even though I might have been hypothetically involved in doing things, I had access to narcotics all the time, but I never caught a habit. But you know when I did catch a habit, a weird time that I caught a habit is when I went to the doctor. I think I've said this before. I went to the dentist. I had impacted wisdom teeth at the age of like 30 or 27 or 29. I don't know. Went to the doctor. He gave me 90 Percocets and 10 Valiums. And I'm like, can we just get these teeth out of here? Because they suck. And he said, oh, no. Take these first and you'll be fine. And then come back and we'll figure things out and blah, blah, blah. 90 Percocets. Take as directed. Well, I assumed that they said take 30 a day. And I did because my mouth hurt. And because I had experience with narcotics. If 2's great, 30's way better. I might be exaggerating a bit, maybe 15, but whatever. After 90 Percocets all day, every day till they're gone, you got to have it. Throw 10 Valiums in there. Yeah, you got to have it. And the ball started rolling and I couldn't figure out why I was sick at night, blah, blah, blah. Like I can't sleep. I don't know what's going on. Every time I don't take pills, I don't feel good. I'm still not making the connection here. Took a while. I figured it out. And next thing you know, you can get pills here, there, and everywhere. So it was all good. But that dentist ended up getting indicted because he was selling prescriptions. He was just giving everybody scripts. He gave it to me. I didn't ask for it. I was just looking, pull these teeth out. These things hurt. Here's 90 perks, 10 Valiums. So long story longer, doctors all over the country have just turned into politicians. They're scumbags. They can't be trusted. And we just learned that during the lockdown because many of them were simply paid to tell you, take this and all will be well. And that's exactly the opposite of what happened. How is it that people like us, how is it that YouTubers, people on YouTube knew what those things during the lockdown were going to do if you took them and we were right? It's not possible unless the entire thing is a complete and utter hoax, ouch, and a conspiracy, both of which they were. So these guys committed so many crimes against humanity in America, and not just these guys, but also all the government officials. It says that some dudes from the DEA some guys from the DEA did try to stop this. Like this was a huge drug bust for them, but Congress and the House of Senate stopped them. And what gets me about this is when we talked about this 10 years ago, oh, it's all a conspiracy. That's not true. You know, that's ridiculous, Richie. That's conspiracy. Yeah, it's conspiracy. But the fun thing about that is now that conspiracy is a full-length show on Netflix. The entire thing. Everything that I've ever said about this stuff over the years is now in a show. So they're literally, not only did they do it, but now they're making a show about it and someone's making money off that too. You see what I'm saying? Everything is out in the open. We tell people about Jeffrey Epstein for years. We tell people about these satanic rituals with underage kids for years. That's tinfoil hat. That dude on YouTube, he thinks the end of the world's coming every 15 minutes. I've never once ever, go back in all my videos, find where I said the end of the world's coming. Never once said it. Never once said it. People didn't want to listen to that. And then all of a sudden you see shows on Netflix again, and they're called Dirty Money. And it's Jeffrey Epstein. You know what I mean? These guys are now making movies about these things that they claim didn't exist, that we were all just making it up. Nothing to see here. Nothing. It's amazing to me that it's gone this far right? It's gone this far, but still, I'm trying to screen share. I'm doing a terrible job. My bad. Stand by. Still, Oxycontin is approved after they found out that it killed 2, 3, 4, 500,000 Americans. That's worse than any terror attack or any wars in recent memory. After they found that out, well, they paid a small fine, and then I've told you this 10 years ago, they approved them for children. Because, I mean, what's more fun than killing children? I mean, that's their favorite pastime, their favorite hobby. They get power from it. That's the entire thing, man. It's unbelievable to me, but it's out there. They're making movies on it. And if you haven't seen it, Amazon dropped this, and I recorded this because I'm sneaky like that. And I will be posting this either on BitChute or Rumble. But the crime of the century, it's 4 hours total. And it just covers absolutely everything. It just shows how much wealthy people in the government are just the same thing. It's unbelievable to me. And I know a lot of you guys don't use Amazon Prime or anything. I have access to it, so I recorded it. I spent 4 hours recording it, and I'm posting it, just like I did with that movie Civil War. If you didn't see the movie Civil War 2024, I also posted that on BitChute because F them and you need to know. And that's all there is to it. If I take a hit, I take a hit. It is what it is. But it's just astonishing to me how these guys are just flaunting it in our faces right now. Nothing to see here. No big deal. And they're making movies about it. And meanwhile, nothing has changed. You can still get it. They get fined and they sell more drugs. No law against that. It's just unbelievable how these guys get away with it. Crime doesn't pay if you're trying to feed your family and you steal food or you do some other harmless crime. You're going to jail. But if you steal an entire community's retirement or their mortgages, you go to federal prison, which means you go to jail for a couple of weeks, which is exactly like daycare for adults with golf and whatever other rich people things they do. I don't know. I went to jail. It was pigs. It was brutal, but it was it builds character. You know, I knew I was going to jail when I was a little kid. It just is what it is. And I ended up going, I got it done. And there you go. At any rate, I'm hitting buttons I'm not supposed to be hitting here. I want to show you this one other thing. You see this right here? It's a channel called Wolves in Finance. Can you see that? You can, right? Wolves in Finance. And I don't know who this guy is. He's not awake in any way whatsoever at all. He sounds like he might be married to a man, which I don't agree with in any way whatsoever at all. But they did a video called Shocking New January 6th Footage Released. And it's absolutely something you should save, download. What did I just do? Oh, there it is. My bad. Yeah, I suck at this. That video, shocking new footage, shows that the entire January 6th thing is exactly what we thought it was. It wasn't real in any way at all. It was all staged. This guy shows all the cameras from inside the Capitol that show that these guys were running in. Then they came in and they'd hang out and talk and fist bump the cops and everything. It was all an enormous false flag, just like everything is. I mean, that's where we live right now. And we're waiting for the next one to drop. It's just crazy living here right now. And the people that are poisoning and kill us get away with it. Your government, which their job is to protect you from things like this occurring. If our government was legit, you wouldn't get nonstop, never-ending spam phone calls on your private cell phone that you pay over $100 a month just to use. You know what I'm saying? They would stop that from happening. If you have 50 grand in the bank perpetually and every month they give you 7 cents interest, that's a crime. That's a crime. In the real world, and what people think America was or is, the government would step in and then they would They would regulate. You know what I mean? Remember that song? Yeah. But that's not where we live. That's not what's happening whatsoever at all. Yeah, I do too. I do too. It's crazy. Doc Shelley, yes. You know Delilah, that woman on the radio? Yeah. I was out at her house. She's a big fan of mine. She was trying to get hold of me for 3 years. And she bumped into me on TikTok of all places. So I went out and met her and I saw her property. A lot of my family members they were all excited about her. So long story longer, yes, I will be back out there if the creek don't rise and the good Lord's willing, because otherwise I can't make any promises. It is what it is. So it's just astonishing to me looking at this, how I've talked to a lot of people that were very, very similar to me on YouTube, very same thing. And they're all saying like, I was going to give RFK and Trump a chance and see if they were going to help and this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, are you out of your mind? Remember all the videos I did on Trump back when he was the president the first time? The dude, Operation Warp Speed. He comes back with Operation Stargate. Warp Speed, Stargate. You see, it's the same thing. How did you even think RFK wasn't going to say anything except, hey, guess what, guys? We can cure cancer now. Won't that be terrific? No one will have cancer anymore. Well, if these guys were just no longer in our government and we got rid of all these agencies, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, all these other guys that are here to protect us, I bet you cancer would be non-existent. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's crazy. And it's sad and it bums me out, but it's amazing how many people that I've always considered highly awake would even say things like that. Trump is here for, what's the first thing he did? Hey, beautiful tariffs. Everyone's going to love the tariffs. You'll get them and then it'll be great and blah, blah, blah. And then, dude, stop. Why do you keep putting this dude's name in here? What is your, whatever. First thing he does is have the United States is in unbelievable, insane debt. I'm the president. Hillary's not going to jail again, just like last time. And this time here, I'm going to give $500 billion to the richest guys on earth. Food prices didn't go down. Gas prices didn't go down. They are chasing people around. And deporting them, apparently. But you know what? That's the long con, because that is all going to come back around on people like you and I. Mark my words. At any rate, I don't even know if I just said anything or not. That's what happens when you go live and you watch the chat, because I have a chat here and a chat over here, and it's very distracting. But whatever. My ears just started ringing. Very, very high frequency. So tell us what I think of whistleblowers. You want to expand on that? Whistleblowers, in a marching band, or whistleblowers at Boeing, or whistleblowers at YouTube? Thank you, Julie. That's what I'm saying. There you go. That was the number one answer. It bummed me out that people were so beaten down by this system that even though they knew that Trump was a billionaire, not once, but twice. How many times you've been a billionaire in this life? Yeah, me neither. I've said this before. I'll say it again. You have to hurt an amazing amount of people in order to accumulate $1 million or $100 million or $500 million, let alone $1 billion. Not once, but twice. And both times they came from the little hat folks. You know what I mean? Ashkenazis. Yeah. It's the pollen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't understand how people, we're on a trajectory right now, and they made it clear. January 1st, boom, and it hasn't stopped. You know what I'm saying? It's whether they're not hitting you with directed energy and burning your entire community or city down, they can do it anytime they want. I got to LA to confront somebody. I got to LA. I went to sleep at 9:00 at night. I woke up the next day. LA was gone. I got there. LA was still there. I woke up. LA was gone. That's impressive. That's impressive, man. So, no, dude, you rock, or ma'am, whatever. I don't know. I still think Obama plays a big piece in this, man, because he was the guy behind the Joe Biden mask the entire time. So here's a weird thing. I just had a family member the other day just start ranting about directed energy burning people's houses down. And I'm like, seriously? I'm a conspiracy theorist, but you're just saying, I don't talk about this at home ever. I learn my lesson. I know my role. I don't say a word, you know what I mean? But holy cow. That freaked me out. And that same person also knows that climate change is the biggest hoax going. And it's like, but the thing is, it's a worldwide hoax that's continuing to move forward, whether people deny it, people ignore it or not. And it's going to affect everybody. I mean, they're not even happy taxing you on the water. They're not happy taxing you on gas, nicotine, groceries, anything you buy, everything you make, etc. They're taxing you on anything. Anybody in your family die? Oh, you inherited something? Yeah, we want half. Property tax, you can no longer put the white lions outside your house because you can never own your property because of property tax or water or some such. You know, there's a few of you boys that live out in the woods, and that's cool. I know you. But otherwise, negative. So, yeah. What proof of that do we have? I'm asking. I'll wait. Ah, there you go. I'd rather be under Trump than that other failed circus show. Jersey man. Every single president is the exact opposite. Every single solitary time my entire life. And you know what? Every single time they're done being president, America is a less America. You take the hit. Every single solitary time. So whoever's jumping up and down, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. I've gotten out of jail. Someone just said Jesus owned nothing and was happy. I'll tell you what, I got out of jail and I had pants, a toothbrush, shoes, and a way to get to the gym. I was so happy. I'm hip. That is absolutely possible. They have done this to us on purpose right now, where we completely live in a, this thing, yep, it needs a new battery. I'll just buy another one. Everything is just throwaway. No one knows how to fix anything. No one knows how to do anything. And that's by design. It's not a secret. It's not a surprise. It is what it is, man. I know. I'm hip, man. I'm hip. He's actually playing like 12 deep chess right now, you know. But Operation Warp Speed, that was a good move because that really, that helped out. Giving half of $1 trillion to the billionaires on Earth to build our inevitable Skynet. Priceless move. Beautiful. And the dude's an actor, man. I mean, it's just he wouldn't. He's an actor. Remember that time someone took a shot that wasn't real at all, and people are good with it. It's all good. At any rate, I'm guessing you've got a Hellcat, or maybe you're just a Hellcat. I love fast cars. That's why I drive 4-wheel drive. That's why I drive. I don't know what that means. Just move on. I don't know what that means. Why don't you move on? How's that? I didn't say I was going to say anything of relevance, man. Me too, man. Me too. Worst thing that ever happened to me. That might be it. His ear hessled like Wolverine. I totally agree. I find that comical. Dude, I misspell everything all the time. Spell check sucks. It should just fix it for you if you type it into a keyboard. I mean, seriously, there's no app for that yet. It's ridiculous, but I digress. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Gary says, there's no T in Richie, Mike. There's just no T in Richie. Never is. I mean, it's just, there isn't a T in Richie. Never is. So your whole, I don't even remember what you just typed. See? Moving on. The air is an issue? I suppose. The air is an issue because it wasn't real. None of it's real. None of this is real. These guys are building artificial intelligence. They're building Skynet. They're building Skynet, and they've already got it all in place. And Skynet is now actually making its own moves, and they're trying to play catch up, covering it up on us. But yeah, it's all good. It's all part of the plan. The only reason they even raised him up and let him play his part was because they needed him. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do. Yeah, there's no T in Richie, dude. That's amazing to me. It's a pretty easy name. Pretty easy name, and people still type it all the time. I couldn't find you. You just stopped making videos. Actually, I got taken down for an entire week. Every day there was one less channel, one less channel, one less channel, and I kept saying, "There's a new channel. They just took my other one out." I don't understand it. But when you're typing in my name and spelling it wrong, you probably never would find it. But magically, suddenly, and fortunately, I'm back. But it is what it is. 8 o'clock. I'm going to bed. Yeah, check this out. Check this out. Here's the other thing. I hear somebody quacking about Starlink all the time. Do you know what Starlink is? It's the identical technology I had at Fort Benning, Georgia, when I was in the Army 30 years ago. It's not new technology. It's simply renamed, and Elon gets the juice for it because they wanted to make him into a make-believe superhero. The guy's a complete and total dork. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Skynet, it's old technology. Old technology. Nothing new under the sun. But I got to tell you what, one of the things that's going to freak people out is all the robots that they're showing us, all the robots that you can buy. Dude, wait till we see what's been underground, because they have the literal comparable real estate under the earth that we do above it. And they probably have cleaner air, water, and sunshine than we do. As ridiculous as that sounds, I can hear me talking too. As ridiculous as that sounds, I bet they do. But holy cow, imagine what they've got underground, man. I can't quite stress this enough. Excuse me. I said this to Jacob Israel earlier. People need to understand how powerful prayer is. In the beginning, there was the Word. Have you noticed how penmanship, spelling, pronunciation, understanding the English language that's just the old days. We don't do that anymore. LOL, LMAO. It's ridiculous. The reason is every single magic incantation, every magical spell, good, bad, or indifferent, because if they're doing it, it's bad. And if they're doing it, it's against us. It all comes down to the word. The most powerful word you can possibly use to protect yourself and everything you love in your soul is prayer. And people just don't do it enough. They told us there was 2 billion Christians on earth. But you know what? I got a funny feeling Christians and Catholics were the same boat. I'm not Catholic anymore. I grew up identifying as it because it said it on my dog tags. It said Roman Catholic. I'm like, oh, there you go. It says the Army would know, Roman Catholic. There you go. Until a kid told me what a Christian was, and I understood and I accepted it. But imagine if there really were 2 billion of us and everybody just stopped. Everybody just fasted and everybody hit their knees and prayed. God would have to take notice, because right now, God's going to come save us. God's looking down going, are you kidding me? He made things pretty straightforward. We got people giving drugs to children to turn them into a different sex. They call it a gender, but that's not a real word. Male, female, sex. That's not me talking. That was Johns Hopkins University that said removing parts of you to claim you're something else isn't doable. But what it is a mental disorder. Remember that? Yeah, God's looking down going, these people could stop these people oppressing them. But they don't. They don't even pray in unison. 2 billion people fasting, cleanse your body, 48 hours, 72 hours, don't do anything but pray. Read the Bible. You know it's coming. read this because this makes you read the Bible. Confusion in Christianity was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I met him because he was a subscriber. It's all I knew about him. I went out there and met him, ended up hanging out with him and his wife for 2 days. And then I went back over, and then I went back over. I met a lot of subscribers. That's the difference between me and every other YouTuber I've ever met. I've never met anybody. Come meet me at the special place where the spear of the head tickets. God told me to tell you something, but first you got to come pay me $50. Yeah, that's insane. That book got me to open the Bible. And the best part, which is bad, is I can argue with somebody now and know what I'm talking about, biblically speaking. But on that, I'll digress. That's just me being a dick. If people just pray, they don't understand how powerful the word of God is. At any rate, with that, let me look at the chat real quick, see who's spelling my name with a T just to piss me off, because it will. You can ring the key. I own the King James is right there. I'm looking at it. But I also read, like I read Mark, Luke, John, and Matthew on Passover. I read them all. The crucifixion of Jesus. I wanted to see all of the different, certain books are easier to read than the King James, but you can see the slight, subtle differences. That's the whole point. At any rate, some people don't think, oh, it's Jesus, Freemasons, dude. I knew there was a Jesus before anybody told me there was a Jesus. If you need someone to tell you, or you need to be brainwashed, or you need a religion or a church or a preacher, I don't know what to tell you. I've always known there was God. I mean, the fingerprint of God is all over creation. You can't miss it. We can't replicate it, but certain people are trying. At any rate, Richie from Boston. Guys, I am a link to that book. It's on Amazon. I am out.